I got 20 minutes per patient, and life was good. And then things started to change. All of a sudden, the boss man comes to me. He says to me, to all the docs, and he set me down, and he said, you know, we need to see more patients in the same amount of time because insurance is paying less. So we did. And he came to each of us individually and said that. And so we said, okay, this is the real world. And I'm still new, and I'm like, okay, this is the real world. We need to grind, you know, we need to make this happen. Let's do it. And so we did. Dropped to 17 minutes per patient. Then, a few months go by, we're running, we're grinding. He comes back, and he says, a little less ceremoniously, okay, we need to see more patients. Insurance is just paying less, so let's do it. And a little more begrudgingly this time, all of us docs said, you know, okay, we can do it. Went from 17 minutes to 13 minutes per patient at that time. And then we were grinding, and it felt less romantic than it did the first time. And then I had him come back, and this time he wasn't pulling us out individually. We get like an email, see more patients. And like, okay, whatever, I need a paycheck, I have student loans. And so we start seeing more patients, and it was 11 minutes per patient now. And then it happened again, very unceremoniously this last time, and he said, see more patients, and so we did. And we saw more patients, and now I was running around at 9 minutes per patient, and things were hard. And it was not romantic, it was not fun, it was not enjoyable, I didn't feel like it was very safe. And I was trying to make things work. You know, coming out of residency, you're used to being treated like, I don't know what's appropriate from a stage, you know, and so you are made to work very, very hard, and you don't get paid much for it, and you don't get a lot of laud and honor for it, and you're just told to do it, and you know, that's what I was coming off of, and I was like, okay, I can do this. And so I started showing up an hour early, and that wasn't enough. And so then I started coming, in addition to an hour early, an hour late. In case you're curious, the average family doc works 11.4 hours a day, and that's what I was doing in the beginning. And then I had these bookends of times that I was staying longer, and that wasn't working. And I did that for months. And I was working harder, my nurses were working harder, the people at the front desk were working harder, and we were just trying to make it work. 9 minutes per, I was running. And I would lace up my shoes every day when I got in, and I would just knock it out. And then, that wasn't enough. As I'm sure many of us know in here, that patient charts started to pile up, and then you get those nasty emails. And I started to get those, like a lot of those. And then I was like, okay, I've got a short lunch, but I can crank it down. I can make this work. And so I cranked it down to 8 minutes per day. And I had it down to a fine science. It was a bottle of water on the way into the bathroom and a sandwich on the way out. And I did that for months and months. And I'm showing up an hour early, staying an hour late, 8 minutes to breathe, sometimes eat, and then I'd hit it again for another 6 to 7 hours. And then these charts started to pile up. So I find myself a father of 3 at the time, and married, and not there for my family. And so I started waking up every Saturday at 4 in the morning to do 3 to 4 hours of charts before the family woke up so that I could have time with them, but I could also pay my dues and take care of all my charting to make these nasty emails go away. And so I did that. And it was about as fun as it sounds. And I did it for over a year at this pace. And I was young, I was healthy, but that started to change. I started to be less healthy, and all of a sudden a lot older really fast. And my relationship with my wife and my 3 kids was feeling it. I was feeling it, and trying to protect them from it made me feel it all the more acutely. And so I decided